right. Keeps relationship private.
Oh.
I'm guessing.
In what context?
I'm guessing just they kind of like separate their relationship to kind of like other aspects of their lives. So,
Right.
so they're, you know, someone who kind of like hangs out with their friends.
Oh, like
and-
when you're hanging around a friend and then
Yeah.
he's like, oh, by the way, I've been in a relationship for like 8 months. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like that?
or like more like, you know, they hang out with their friends and they just don't like talk about their partner at all. Or,
Oh, as in like they keep their relationship
that's-
out of matters that don't exactly
yeah.
correlate.
So you know that if you're dating a person.
So the opposite of that would be someone who's like, oh yeah, that was really cool. By the way, my boyfriend.
Yeah, I guess
Someone
so.
who's just
Yeah.
constantly just like pushing in their own
So
shit.
so the way I interpret this is, okay, so you're dating someone.
Yeah.
They will never talk to you. They will never talk about you to their friends outside of
Is that the context you guys meant with this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 Yeah, 'cause I'm trying to discern. Like I said, not a lot to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really have crazy. Okay.
Oh man, this is hard. So they don't go out of their way to talk about their relationship to other people,
Yeah.
and just
So I guess.
Well, what if? Okay, but what if like someone comes up to that person and is like, "How's your boyfriend or girlfriend?" and they talk about it? Is that?
I
still
think a
private,
normal
or-
thing is just like someone who just doesn't really mention you, kind of like
This is a tough one.
unnecessarily.
unnecessarily.
It's such a
You know.
vibe check kind of thing. It's so hard to
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I guess it's very much keeps
Okay.
relationship private.
Because I could see multiple different people who have this kind of thing, and it would be very, very different with each person.
Yeah.
How the vibe
It
would
really
be.
depends on the personality, but
Because like there's like Jeffrey Dahmer kind of private, where you're like, oh, and then you're like, you know,
that was the worst example.
well, you know, somebody you're like, why is he keeping it so private? That's so concerning.
Yeah, you know, I'd understand if my boyfriend was a serial killer, but you know.
It'd be a little bit more understanding. Yeah,
Yeah.
they got something to hide.
Sure.
Literally.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
All right, I'm ready.
All
All
right,
right,
3, 2, 1.
None. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
this is
it's-
such
yeah.
a case by case thing.
It's a whatever, you know. Like
Yeah.
if Aki wants to go around fucking talking about me to her girlfriends or doesn't at all, it doesn't really change my fucking thing.
I don't even think of this from like my perspective. I was thinking from like friends' perspective. Like,
Yeah.
if
No.
Gaunt didn't talk about Sydney ever, I
Yeah.
would be like, well, you know,
Think about it with your partner.
oh, I don't think I'd care that much. I'd
Yeah.
be like,
I wouldn't care.
I don't care.
I'm like,
I'd be
whatever.
like, as long as you, as long as you,
They know I
enjoy my-
exist, right? They're
Yeah,
the
yeah,
family,
yeah.
right? They know I'm real, right?
I'm a real boyfriend, yeah.
yeah, I mean, like, there's plenty of reasons to want to separate your love life from like other aspects of your life. And there's some reason who really wants to shout to the world about their love life, and I respect both. I don't
Yeah.
really care,
It's
you know.
just how you do it.
Yeah, yeah,
It's about person to
There's,
person.
I think there's a right way to do it, and there's definitely a wrong way to do it.
yeah. What I think is a red flag is kind of like someone who unprompted says every little intimate part
yeah.
of like their relationship to like everyone.
It's like, yeah, this meal is great, but it kind of reminds me of the time my boyfriend fucked me in the ass. You know, like it's like, whoa, all right, I didn't even know that.
That's the
TMI.
next prompt. Believes in conspiracy theories.
Okay.
Okay, well, this is.
Hope to God we all have the same answer for this.
Red.
3, 2, 1, it's red. Okay, it's red.
It's a very, very concerning trait to not be able to discern, like, bullshit online
Yeah.
and in general.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel that's just someone who is incredibly gullible to a dangerous level, and that can sneak into all other parts of the relationship that could be dangerous.
I don't even think it's gullible, man. I just think it's like we live in a really tough time.
Yeah.
Where I think a lot of people, you fall for a lot of things. I'm sure we all have fallen for something at some point, one or another. But it's about being able to like educate yourself and know when you're wrong and learn when you've been fed misinformation or bullshit.
Yeah.
I want to date a free-thinking person, not a sheep. All right.
Well, you know, a lot of people I
Wake up, sheep.
a lot of people I care about my life. I found out when they'd say something. I'm like, oh no, you believe something that is wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is, I don't know how to feel about this.
Like
'cause-
food poisoning is not an illness.
Well, that's not that's not a theory, Joe. It's the truth. Okay, I mean,
Red
wake
flag.
up, Joey.
Red flag.
Wake
Red
up,
flag.
Joey.
It kind of depends on, like, if I heard this instant, like, my gut feeling is a red flag.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Not even just as a partner, just as someone I want to be associated with. you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. It's like a big thing is that how How big of a conspiracy are we talking here? Are we talking about?
Because there's lots of like little conspiracies where it doesn't have like that much of an effect on the way that someone thinks about.
Well, the
the
last
world
thing that
in
I can
general,
think about
you
that
know?
really kind of tested this was the COVID vaccine. Like a lot of people when it came out, right? Like, because a lot of people,
That's true.
when it initially came out, they were like, "Oh, I just don't know if I feel good about a vaccine that was made so fast."
Yeah.
Which was a sentiment that was very, very popular. And it made this really weird thing where people who normally would never like be conspiratorial kind of got reading kind of pieces online that kind of more aligned with that theory and reasons why. And it was a really kind of sad time, really, where I thought a lot of people.
That was the day where everyone collectively cleaned out their like Facebook friends closet.
It was
you know?
it was a really
It's
like
I know immediately.
it was a really like fucked up time, and
Yeah.
I think that it was like the perfect storm to get people who would never like think this kind of way, who would kind of go down some rabbit holes they wouldn't have gone down. It was just sad. It just made me sad.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, it very much depends on the level of what kind of conspiracy are they believing in. Is it something like fucking flat earthers or
Fucking
something like
5G
that?
chips and the
5G chips? Okay, obviously red flag. Is it something a bit more fun, like, oh, there are aliens in like Area 51 or something like that, you know, which is...
I believe that
You can
shit.
be, well, okay. Well, all right, red flag.
Based on facts from the Navy. I've seen it.
You can talk about conspiracy theories in a fun way.
Yeah.
But seriously believing a lot of these things is, I think it's just bad and dangerous as well. Especially if you're gonna have kids and you're gonna tell them this shit.
Absolutely.
You're gonna make other kids who are fucking
Totally.
dumb.
Totally.
Yeah. I think it's one thing to entertain the thought of conspiracy theories. It's another thing to like fully commit to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
definitely. We only got a few left in here. Might have to stock up soon.
Yeah.
We're going through these way too fast.
No, I think we have a really good pace.
All right, next one. They like horror too much.
I put this one in.
Yeah, I can see why. Gant and I feel a target on our backs right now.
Wow, this is a personal attack. This is a goddamn personal attack.
Damn it. Brother in arms. Gant.
All right,
I hope we make the right answer.
3, 2, 1, beige.
Let's go.
I said red.
You said
go.
reds.
Okay, for me, again, this is another one of it depends. This is exactly like the Disney adult. It just depends on how much, right? You can like a lot of horror movies, which Sydney and Aki most certainly do. Love the horror genre, right? Love the true crime shit. I think that's fine. But once you start to get to the point of like, you know, you're actively trying to like pursue cases or like, you know, you love like the absolutely like abhorrent like gore porn type films that you can only find on the black market and shit, that's a red flag for me. Right. But if you just like horror as a genre, I think it's fine.
This is like pure, no reason, just feeling. I'm like, I just don't like. I just get a bad vibe.
Why?
Personally.
Why?
Well, I like Sydney. Sydney's great, but when I'm like, if I'm talking to someone and they're
Two of
like,
the most lovely people I know are big horror
Yeah.
fans.
No,
One's
absolutely.
Sydney, the
I
I
other
like the
one is
metalheads of the horror
the
world,
other
you
one
know?
is John Super Eye Patch Wolf. You know, he
listen,
fucking
this
loves horror.
This is not me as like a red flag as people. I'm like, to date someone who likes horror too much.
Oh, I see.
For me,
Right.
I just don't fuck with the vibe.
Do you not like horror?
I think it's like the worst genre overall.
Really?
Consistently, it gets the worst shit.
I mean, there's a lot of shit horror films out
Like
there. Because it's one of the easiest types of films.
genre
You know
for
what?
genre, it generally has like the lowest quality of most things. Because I mean, for there's a lot of reasons why.
You know what? I'm going to come here and defend horror.
You can.
Okay, as a genre,
I'm a hater.
Okay,
I'm a hater. What up?
As a genre, yes, I agree that there are a lot of shit horror films,
Yeah.
and they happen to be the ones that get the most marketing and the most attention, like the FNAF film that just came out, for example. But I'd
Shit
say,
movie.
as a genre, horror has some of the most conceptually interesting ideas you can find in anywhere,
I
like
agree with that.
most genres, which is why I'm a fucking pussy, but I'm one of those kinds of guys who I love hearing about horror movies because I like to experience horror without experiencing horror movies because they have such interesting ideas.
Yeah.
I am
agree.
also a pussy, but some of the really good horror films I've watched, I've just absolutely loved as a film.
Yeah.
Just because it's like
Listen, I'm not here out about saying there's no good horror films. I'm just saying, Film for film?
No,
Dog.
I totally agree with that. And I think the problem there.
You're treating this like a fucking UFC fight. Yo, pound for pound?
Pound for pound?
Show me
Pound
the
for pound?
genre. Sci-fi?
Dog shit genre.
What's the
Dog
ratio?
shit.
Someone tally it up.
Dog
no,
shit.
No, I totally agree. Like, I think, because of like the whole B-grade horror thing and just the fact that horror as a story and as a type of film is probably one of the easier genres to film for like indie creators and like, indie directors and stuff like that. Yes, there is a lot of shit out there. A lot of really amateur shit that's boring and stereotypical. But whenever you get some like really conceptually different and just like thrilling and well-written stories in the horror genre, they're
more
really
of an
good.
extension of my hatred for the most popular, well, not hatred, but I admittedly I consume this, but I hate that I consume this stuff, and I hate that.
What, true crime stuff?
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
True crime is the most popular horror genre right now.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
But you can't look away.
No, yeah, but it's like it feels like this
You know?
really. And I always say this all the time. It makes me feel weird. I don't like that we.
I mean, I said that right like at the
I know,
first
I know,
fucking.
I know.
Remember this?
I know.
He's
we
a
did, we
trendsetter,
did.
this one.
I
did.
said it before it was like super popular. Now people are like, oh, it's super popular. You hate it now. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
How does it feel?
No, but
Welcome
like,
my
yeah.
world.
It's just personal experience. Every person that I've ever been with who is very into horror, bad vibes.
Really?
Bad vibes for me personally.
Oh.
I'm also the common denominator.
Yeah, for me, when I see someone like that, I don't think bad vibes. I just think, man, they are very morbidly curious, and it's that a lot of the times the morbid curiosity just takes over the logical brain because they know it's like a lot of people who I've met know it's just like, and I know I shouldn't look at this.
Sydney would have been a plague doctor back in the day.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. And she would have loved it.
Yeah, like to me, I'm not someone who's that morbidly curious. I've seen enough things to be like, I think my day would be happier if I didn't see this one
Beige.
thing.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Beige.
Yeah.
Beige.
Again,
to me, it's just a little quirky.
Yeah,
you
to
know?
me, it's just like one weird thing that someone obsesses over.
Yeah.
If they're not hurting anyone over it, then I think it's fine.
Yeah, like
So
the difference
Aki's
between
a Disney adult and a horror fanatic.
Yeah, I
Oh
know.
my lord.
Real
like
beige
to me the
relationship.
Disney thing is mostly. I think like the Disney thing is more in line with why you put Red as horror. Just not my vibes.
It's this is like because I think if you were to we could have a genuine conversation about like why all of these are really not that bad yet. But I feel like we should be going off pure gut, like how we're feeling about it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if
Like
we go
because that's how it should be. Because this is your imagine you're dating this person. Like, I would just send up my gut.
Oh, I don't have to imagine.
Yeah, well, yeah.
In my
Some of my
case.
balls would tell me don't date the Disney adult. I don't
Right.
know why. I just wouldn't feel good about it.
I mean, I have no problem
I
with
wouldn't
Aki
find it
being a
attractive.
Disney adult. I have no problem with Aki being a horror fanatic. She just likes Kingdom Hearts a little too much, in my opinion. That's a red flag.
All right, let's move
right.
on.
All right.